All right, let's talk about a real pioneer of India's digital payment revolution. You know, an app that pretty much started it all, but then somehow got left in the dust by its competitors. Today, we're taking a second look at the fascinating story of the BHIM app. So let's rewind the clock to 2016. UPI was brand new, and the National Payments Corporation of India, NPCI, decided to launch its own official app to kick things off. And that app was BHIM. It was the original, the very first of its kind. And look, this wasn't just some random app. This was the official one, straight from the people who built the entire UPI system. I mean, think about that for a second. It's kind of like getting your driving directions from the folks who literally built the roads. You trust it, right? It had credibility just baked right in. Which brings us to the big puzzle we're trying to solve here. If BHIM is the official, the original, the most direct way to use UPI, then how on earth did we get to a point where so many more people, like way more people, chose to download and use other apps instead? And when I say way more, I mean it. Just look at these numbers. BHIM has a solid 10 crore plus downloads. That's not bad. But then you look at PhonePe with over 50 crore. And then there's Google Pay with a mind-boggling 100 crore plus downloads. That is literally 10 times more than the official app. It's a classic case of the pioneer's paradox. So what happened? How did this massive gap open up? Well, in this first part, we're going to dig into the main reason BHIM fell behind in the race for users. And it really all boils down to one very, very powerful strategy. And that strategy has a name: cashback culture. You see, private companies like Google Pay and PhonePe, they just got the Indian market. They knew that giving you these small, instant rewards, a few rupees back here, a nice bonus for getting a friend to sign up there, was the absolute fastest way to get you to download their app, and more importantly, to start using it all the time, to make it a habit. And you can pretty much sum up their whole game plan with this one very blunt quote we found. First, entice the people of India. Later, stop giving cash back. It was just an all-out, cash-fueled blitz to grab as many users as possible, as fast as possible. Worry about the rest later. Once you're hooked, they can dial back the rewards. So you had these two totally different ways of thinking, right? On one side, BHIM was basically thinking, hey, we're the official app. We're government-backed and secure. People will naturally come to us. Meanwhile, the competition was leaving nothing to chance. They were just flooding the market with so many incentives that, for most people, it was impossible to say no. But here's where the story takes a really interesting turn. Because while all that cashback chaos was going on, BHIM was quietly building on a foundation of some really unique strengths. Strengths that most people don't even talk about. First up, its security is just rock solid. I mean, it's made by NPCI themselves, so it's got all the highest banking-grade security you can imagine. Every single payment you make needs your UPI PIN, and the whole thing is built on two-factor authentication. In a world full of digital scams, that's a huge, huge plus. And here's another thing you only get with BHIM. It's always first in line for new stuff. Whenever NPCI cooks up a new feature for UPI, like that UPI Circle thing they launched recently, it gets rolled out on BHIM first. So as a user, you have this direct pipeline to all the latest and greatest innovations, long before they show up on other apps. And maybe this is the most important one. It's truly designed for every single Indian. The app itself is super clean and simple, no clutter, no ads trying to sell you stuff. But the real game changer, it actually works without the internet on a basic feature phone. You just dialed 99# and you can make payments. That's incredible for making sure everyone can be part of the digital economy. So what we have is a super secure, innovative, and inclusive app that just got outplayed in the popularity contest. But hey, the story isn't over, not by a long shot. BHIM has learned a thing or two, and now it's fighting back with a whole new strategy. And guess what that strategy is? Yeah. Cashback. You might think that's still just for the private apps, but check this out. We found one user who earned 30 rupees in cashback from just a few small payments on BHIM. So yeah, the app is now offering real money back. So you're probably wondering, how do I get in on this? It's actually super simple. First, you just open the app and check the offers section to see what deals are running. Then you make a payment that qualifies. Usually that means scanning a merchant's QR code. And the best part? The cashback goes straight into your bank account. No fuss. And hey, let me give you a little pro tip we picked up from testing this out. If you really want to maximize your chances of getting that cash back, make sure you're paying a business QR code, like at a shop. Paying your friend using their personal QR code is way less likely to get you a reward. Okay, so we've looked at the past, we've seen the present. We've uncovered BHIM's hidden strengths. Let's put it all together now and get to the final verdict. Should you actually give BHIM a try? Or maybe even make it your main payment app? This table really breaks down the choice for you, doesn't it? On one side, you've got BIM. Its whole deal is simplicity and top-notch security. You get a clean interface, all the new official features first, and it's the only one that works for everyone, even without the internet. Then on the other side, you've got the private apps. They're all about packing in as many features and rewards as they can, but that can lead to cluttered screens, and they absolutely need a smartphone and internet to work. So, at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this one question for you. What do you actually value most in a payment app? Are you looking for the simplest, most secure, most straightforward way to send money? Or do you prefer an app that does everything, a feature-packed experience with lots of rewards? The Pioneer is definitely back in the game, and now the choice is all yours.